waiting, and we are live. And Facebook says we've been live for 4 seconds. See the little window. Hello, welcome to day 5 of Prosperous and On Purpose challenge. And I literally I was like, oh my gosh, is it time? I have to jump on. I was having a little fun to tunes. I wish I could play music, but if I play music, Facebook will not let me play the video or keep the replay up for you because of the rights. So, hello, Mali. So, I want you to know this is how I prepare for these transmissions. I just spent half an hour in my hanging hammock on my backyard listening to beautiful music, and then I spent 15 minutes dancing. And that's how I prepare for you. That's like one of the ways that I get to prepare for you. And I'm letting you know this because that's the tools I use in my life to keep my vibration high, right? Some of the tools. So, are you guys having fun? Oh, let me tell you, I want to extend it to 25 days because I am just having so much fun sourcing the energy, reading all your messages, reading all the feedback that I get. Hello, Joanne. Hearing from you in emails, in the threads, from the homework. It is just such an amazing experience for me to see how engaged you are. And I thank you very much and I appreciate you. And I congratulate you because you're showing up for yourself. You're showing up for the part of you that really knows you are here to be prosperous and on purpose. Hello, Ivana. Wonderful to have you. So we are in day 5. You know, in America right now, we are in a very interesting space. There is the elections going on. There is March on Washington going on this weekend. Hurricanes, fires. There's just a lot going on, and I know it's the same thing that is going on in the whole entire world, not just in the United States. It's just this is the area that I'm physically present to because that's the conversations I am in. And we get to not ignore it, but we get to rise above all of it and really tap into what is my role? Why am I born right here, right now, in the environment, in a space that I'm in, being given gifts that I am, asking myself the questions that I'm asking. Why? And this is the why to really own. This is the only reason why we ask why, is to own that this is a precious gift. There is a reason why you have chosen to be alive right now, with all the chaos and everything going on. At the same time, there is a speeding up of energy. There is a lot more available to us. The veils are thinning, right? We are opening up to our spiritual gifts and to us being more than just this physical presence, right? There is more of us than just this. We're opening up how to channel it into the world that is outside and beyond any of the systems that have told us that we have to do something to get something and then to have something so we can someday be something. And when we retire, to maybe take a deep breath. Right? We are standing outside of those systems, creating our own reality, our own economy, and it all starts with owning that we are individual, unique beings here for a reason that nobody knows but us, nobody can fulfill but us. And what I mean by nobody knows, people like me can guide you into it. But in the end, I can't make you feel and know your truth. You are the only one who can own that. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. Day 5 is about the lone wolfing no more. I want to share with you the insights and the teachings and the wisdom on lone wolfing that I got myself. I've lone wolf, I still do once in a while. And this morning even I decided to do something that's out of character for me and reached out for support in a way that I have never had before with something that I could really solve myself. I was like, yeah, I could solve this myself. I don't want to. And I reached out to one of my mentors for support and I got more than I expected than I could ever give myself if I just sat in resolving it myself, right? So I got out of lone wolfing to be in the energy of lone wolfing no more. And I got more than I ever expected or that I could ever give if I just sat with it myself. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's see who else we got with us. Caroline, hello. Nikki, Kirsty, yes, oh, Kiersey. Oh, yay, beautiful. Grand finale. Yes, you're here for the grand finale here with us. So amazing. So let me just ground us in in the journey we've been on so far, right? 5 days. I mean, it feels like a blink, but we went over so much. So let me ground us in what we have been going over. Let me link it for you and show you why we do things in a certain way in Sacred Success world, in my world, right? That you get to be a part of now. And then we're going to tie it back today with the beautiful message transmission on why we lone wolf, especially the sensitive, the spiritual, beautiful, gifted beings that we are, why we lone wolf and why we can no longer stand for lone wolfing. So first of all, our candle is burning, right? We are in a sacred space. After I ground us into the thread of how we got here, I'm going to open a sacred space. The sacred space is open, but I'm going to just bring us into today and then share the transmission. Carmel, yes, working at a lone wolf, totally. I love it. Yes, I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so day one, we talked about purpose. And again, purpose being something that you came here to be, the energy and the frequency that you came here to channel through your beautiful physical being into the world in a very particular way. And this frequency is such that nobody but you can bring in. And it is so required, so needed, so necessary right here, right now on planet Earth. We anchor 5D, the fifth dimension, you might have heard, the fifth dimension, we anchor through our being in our own frequency, allowing us ourselves to stand in the frequency that we already flow, but recognizing and appreciating it and channeling it into whatever it is that we engage in, right? So that's step number one, is recognizing that purpose isn't doing, it's being in a certain frequency. And for any of you who are watching this and maybe didn't catch it before, it doesn't mean we get to sit back and sip on pina coladas and wait for life to happen. Actually, quite the opposite. Once we recognize that we are here to channel a very particular frequency that nobody else but can, we get the urgency to bring it into the world because we received the calling. The calling from our divine appointment. Step number two was the people, right? So there are three pillars of a sacred success. Step number two in our journey through prosperous and on purpose was two, people. Everything comes to you through people. Everything you need, desire, and require comes to you through other people. Other people that you have made divine appointments with, contracts at the soul level to come and co-create with. And they are the ones who actually give you the direction energetically and sometimes tangibly, the direction on what it is that you came here to do. Like, what is it? And I said that, but that's not what I mean. Because when I say what you came here to do, you're going to go back to and say, oh, there is something I came here to do. No, no, no. The expression through which you get to express that frequency could look in so many different ways. There are specific ways, right, to you that have to do with your training, your skills, and your prior life's experience. None of it gets to get thrown out. You get to use it, but you get to channel this beautiful frequency once you recognize it and become aware of it and start honoring in a particular way to be the contribution and collaboration with your divine appointments, because everything you need, require, and desire comes to you through other people. And then we got to step number three, which is the key ingredient, that challenge, that muscle that you have chosen at the soul level. Remember, we talked about at the soul level, you've chosen a muscle, some way that you get to be that wasn't okay. And it wasn't okay because it's your environment that you were born into. Something we will be talking about a lot deeper today. Environment you were born into that has made you feel that it's not okay to be that way. And you have chosen that environment at the soul level for a reason. I truly believe we choose our parents or the environment we grow up in or the circumstances we are raised in. We choose that. So it teaches us how to work that muscle of that key ingredient, the life lesson that we have chosen. And once we see it as a gift, once we make a friend, an ally out of our life lesson, up until then it's been the blind spot, the thing that we bang our head against. But once we see it as that we actually chose it to exercise the muscle so we can grow, expand, and spiral up. Remember, I love making this connection. We get to spiral up, spiral up, spiral up, get bigger, get stronger, go higher, right? And we do that by the magic of owning the beauty and the gift of our life lesson. And then we got to step number 4, which is prosperity. So the third pillar of sacred success is prosperity. Purpose, people, prosperity are the 3 pillars of sacred success that we get to go through and that I work with my clients on, specifically on their own unique version of that. And it is a 4th step in our journey to being prosperous and on purpose. Even though all of these steps so far, 1, 2, and 3, I have touched upon prosperity in every single one of them if you've been with me. 4th one, yesterday, we spoke very specifically to what does prosperity really mean. And the fact that money is just breaking the money spell and seeing money as a symbol of exchange between 2 entities, and that exchange gets to happen to the level to which you value your frequency. I want to clarify something because I read a message. When I talk about how much energy you give out into the world, it doesn't mean that the most energetic person gets the most. Not at all, actually, because a lot of energetic people dissipate their energy by being rah, right? Focusing your energy that's yours, uniquely yours, and channeling it into a particular thing that then gets to become the contribution is the key to you, right, being prosperous. Valuing that energy that's godlike flowing through you and seeing it and bringing it to the level that's godlike. And again, reminder, God, by God I mean source, life force, universe, it's all the same to me. That's why very often I write God with a small letter, just like universe and source, goddess, whatever you want to call, right? It's the life force that flows through all being and through all life, right? So when you really start understanding that you don't get paid for what you do, you don't have to do anything for money. Money is a symbol of exchange between 2 entities, and it is at the level to which you value the energy, the frequency that you're bringing in and through your contribution to another person. It has nothing to do with how much somebody can pay for it. That's the biggest lie I ever heard. How much somebody can pay for it or how much somebody else charges for it. And don't do it anymore. Do not. Stop. And when you get into my world, when you work with me, I will not allow you to do that. The level to which you honor your frequency, your energy, is the level to which you raise the contribution and the exchange, right? Which is symbolically in our world, it is money, right? So we talked about prosperity. All right, let me say hi to you. Oh, Anna, hello. You here though, beautiful to see you. And Bella, wonderful to have you. I love when you guys message me because Facebook doesn't tell me who's with me. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, just by the video, I'm here by myself. Facebook used to tell me how many people are live, but it doesn't do that anymore when you're live. So when you say hi, I actually know you're here with me, and it helps me to connect with your energy and channel specifically what it is for you. And of course, everybody else who watches a replay and a recording. But those of you who are here live with me, give me live right now. So thank you. So today we get into step number 5. Number 5 is so juicy because it brings all of these pieces we've been talking about together. And I'm going to start the transmission in just a minute. But first, let's close our eyes together. Take a deep breath. And get present to this experience right here, right now. In this very moment, there is only just this moment. And only just this that we are aware of. There is so much else happening around in the world, but in this moment, our attention flows to this experience and you awakening and embracing and valuing how beautiful and unique you are and why it is so important for you to bring that and be that in the world right now, more than ever, right now. So as you take another deep breath, feel yourself being present in this body. I keep bringing our attention to the fact that we are in a physical body. Yes, we are a soul living in a physical body. We're having a spirit experience in a human body, but we are in a human body for a reason, with other human bodies around us. For a reason, we have chosen it at the soul level. we have raised our soul hands and say, bring me down to earth, beam me down, bring me down. Let me have this experience in 2020 with these certain people so I can be of most value to the transformation and expansion of humanity and human experience. Let me be part of the legacy that we get to create right now as we create a new system, new systems, new earth, new experience for humanity, awakening to all the ways that we've been avoiding, places we want to hide. Everything is now being ripped off, shown to us in the most ugly and comfortable, painful way, so we could own it. But first, we get to own it in ourselves. We get to shine a light, and we get to love all of ourselves. Something we'll be talking about today. Just take a deep breath. If you want to, drop a grounding cord from your root chakra, connect to the energy of this beautiful planet, the Mother Earth. The planet we get to be on. For whatever you believe, maybe a lifetime, maybe many lifetimes, maybe just for a moment, you are here right now in this physical body, having this experience right now with me and these other beautiful beings, because you chose it. Own it. Be grateful for it. Why not? Why not? You're here. And now let the earth energy come up through your feet, up to your body, and let it center in your heart chakra, right in the middle of your chest. And as that happens, allow the beam of light from the connecting you to the cosmic energy, the galactic energy, the energy of all that is, energy that flows through all that's alive, the energy that flows through all that's in between life. There is no space in between anything in this experience. There is no emptiness. Everything is filled with particles of energy that are speeding up so fast. And when you get to focus on what it is that's yours to have, enjoy, experience, contribute, bring in your prosperity and your purpose, then you get to manifest in those empty, seemingly empty spaces exactly what it is you desire. Have you claimed your most outrageous dream on day 3? Have you claimed your most outrageous dream? Be the vessel for connecting the cosmic energy that's coming through, down through the crown, the center of your head, down into your body, and connecting with the earth energy in your heart center. You are the center. You are the center of your experience. You are the center of your world. You are the center of the reality you are creating. Everybody that's in it right now, you have invited, whether you like it or not. Everybody you have thrown out of it, you have thrown them out. Everybody you've pushed away, you have pushed them away. Every single choice right now being a radical responsibility for everything you've created right this moment. You are the center. And be in gratitude of that, because that's tremendous power. Take another deep breath, and when you're ready, get a feeling and a sense of all these beautiful beings around you, this circle of amazing people who have been on this journey for the last 5 days together. Stepping forth, owning and claiming their prosperity and their purpose right now, right here. Feel them in a circle with you. We are here together. And even though we may be continents apart, which is such a gift, what a gift that we get to be continents apart, still right here on this transmission together through the video. And I get to share energy with you and wisdom with you. And you get to benefit from it. And so do I. Because when I share something, it's for all of us, me including. Be in gratitude for a beautiful technology that so many of us deny. Yet here we are, being able to connect. And take another deep breath and open your eyes when you're ready. Let's talk about lone wolfing today. I want you guys to see all the notes that I've taken. This is the most notes I've taken for any day. And hopefully I can get through all of this to really bring in what lone wolfing is about, why it's an expression of an ancient fear that we get to shed, why lone wolfing doesn't really serve us, and why we so often choose to lone wolf. Yummy, yummy. Oh, thank you, Caroline. It is so yummy. All right. So first of all, let me tell you about wolves. Wolf, I have a wolf on my screen. It's my spirit animal. It's on my desktop. It's on my screensaver. Wolves are amazing animals. One of my mentors reminded me a couple of weeks ago, because I have several mentors. One of my mentors reminded me several weeks ago, wolves are powerful animals. They don't separate from a pack because because of some weakness, right? Like, he actually didn't say it that way. What he said was, wolves separate from the pack because they want to establish their own independent journey. They want to establish who they are outside of the pack. And our journey to purpose and prosperity is very unique journey. By definition of nobody ever has been on your journey before, nobody ever has been you, nobody ever and right now or ever will have the experience of who you are and flow. That's the frequency that you are here flowing in through your body, bringing it down the way you are here to bring it in. Nobody, just by nature of the definition, you are all on your own. So am I, right? We are here now all on my own, meaning there is no blueprint, there is no box, there is no 1, 2, 3 step. Even the journey I take my clients on, I take them through steps, but it is their own journey based on their own unique expression that they get to discover if they choose to through our work together. And by nature of that, you are kind of all to yourself, like that wolf separating from a pack to find out what are you about on that journey. Nobody can take the journey for you. Nobody, no coach, no guide, nobody. If anybody ever tries to walk your journey for you, you get away from them. Because your journey is yours, only yours alone, nobody else's. Just by that nature alone, lone wolfing takes on a whole new definition, doesn't it? Right? After lots of lone wolfing, love connecting to everyone here from here in the UK. I love that. Yeah. So let's first look at this fact that lone wolfing actually has a purpose to it. You get to separate from the pack to find out who you are, to find out what your journey is. For so many centuries and generations, people stuck together. I mean, look at the cavemen, right? Based on everything we know, whether true or not, people stuck together in tribes. If you stepped out of that tribe, you may die, right? So now I'm gonna weave in different messaging here, right? Stay with me. Oh, Anna, oh, yes, you are only a Eurostar distance. I love that there are connections already happening. Beautiful. Oh, Anna and Nikki, look at that. So in our ancient experience in humanity, we lived in tribes, right? And if anybody tried to step out of the tribe, you die. You die. Because your tribe is about provide you safety and security of survival based on what we know, right? But because we know it, that's the only thing we know, we get to bring it in as part of our awareness, in our bones, in our genes, in our ancestral history, right? If you step away from your family, you may die. If you stand outside of what your family has taught you, what your family has lived, if you make more money, if you do something that your family has never done, if you step outside of the norms of what your family perceives as safe and secure, you may die. And that is what we carry in our bones, which is why we are afraid so often. And this is, some of us don't live that way. I get that. But I just want you to come with me on this journey and see what lone wolfing is all about, because I have so many layers. Find your place, and then we'll get to why we can no longer lone wolf. Okay? So one, lone wolfing is not a bad thing altogether, because wolves separate from packs to get to know who they truly are, to get to find their own path, which living your own purpose that's uniquely yours and nobody else's by its definition is. You are on a journey that nobody ever has, will, or will be ever again. You are on your own unique journey, and it gets lonely sometimes, doesn't it? Because so often we feel like people don't understand us, like we are standing in front of a challenge that nobody can really know because you are in it in a way nobody else can ever be in. This is where coaches and guides and community can come together and, yes, make you feel like you're not alone. But in that instant when it's happening, you are still on your own because it is your own journey. It is your own unique journey. So step 2 is, if you separate from the pack to find your own path, we are now dealing with a sensation of I will die. Yes, I don't want to be a part of you anymore. You pack have held me back. I love you dearly or not, but you pack have held me back from being who I am. I see this 100% of the time. Every single one of my clients has been born or raised in an environment that is stretching their muscle of a life lesson. And not on the master path, but on a student path. It's testing how much can we swing the pendulum into the student path from day one, from your first breath or even before. And then for the rest of your life, you get to swing your back into mastery and then go back and then swing it back and go back, right? But very often we must separate from the pack in order to find our own journey. And I know that if I'm speaking to you, you understand maybe this is not a journey for everybody. But if you're in my world, you resonate with this. You must separate from your pack. You must step into bigger value of what it is that you want to do. How do you want to express your gifts, right? Nobody in your family has ever done it before. And if they have, they hated it, so they told you not to do it, right? So you want to, whatever choice it is, you must separate from the pack. And even if it's not a physical separation from the pack, you must separate from the beliefs that your pack has instilled in you, right? Or decisions you have made based on what the pack, and by a pack I mean your family of origin, or the friends you have chosen, right? Or the people that you have been around most often when you were raised, but also you will see evidence of it in the people around you now. I will call it pack for now because we're talking about lone wolfing, right? So you are called to and must separate yourself from the beliefs, the perceived reality of the people in your pack. And that is freaking dangerous because, again, the ancient fear is if you leave the pack, you'll die. Yes, I don't want to be part of you, but I am afraid that if I leave you, I will die. And there will be a time on this journey between if you do choose to separate, again, not physically, this could really mean emotionally, mentally, energetically, right? Doesn't have to be physically. But on this journey where you choose to go another way than your pack has gone, stand apart, stand out, do something different, be different than what your pack perceives as safe and secure, right? Sometimes called as black sheep. In hand analysis, we actually have a lesson that's called the black sheep. I attract a lot of black sheep people. I actually have a beautiful set of prints on my desk right now from a person who has this lesson. I cannot wait to talk to him next week to share with him what it means. It's all you're going to see. And I get to share with him what it means and the experience of his life. But all of us have to some degree that experience of why it is so scary to leave the pack and go our own way, because there is a part of a journey in between leaving the pack and finding the new pack, because we are not meant to be alone. There is this part of questioning and doubt. Will I survive? Can I make it? Feeling lonely, alone, all to yourself, right? And then one day when we vibrate, with going back to the first step, when we vibrate in the value of who we truly are, standing in a frequency of our purpose, then one day we do find a pack that fits who we actually are. And then we can breathe a deep air of relief because we have found a place where we belong. We want to belong. It's in our DNA as human to begin with to belong. We are not meant to be lonely. But at some point, the wolf does leave a pack, and guess what? That wolf eventually either finds another pack or starts a pack, right? So many of us are not meant to fit into a pack. We're meant to start a pack. And some of us are meant to find a pack and be a part of it. And even the ones who start a pack, there are other wolves who are just like us, who are starting their own packs, and we can come together as a pack of wolves that start packs, right? So are you with me so far about lone wolfing? Is it making sense for you? Valerie, oh yes, beautiful. I am here and feeling connected. You're welcome. So wonderful. Okay, great. So let me keep going. Another layer of why we lone wolf. I'm going to venture into a whole other aspect of why we do it. That goes back to our value, sense of value, right? We lone wolf because if I am seen for who I truly am, remember, if I am seen for who I truly am, I may no longer be loved and appreciated and cared for by my pack, right? Maybe. And that's our experience of it, whether it's true or not. That's our instinct, that if I show up who I really am, my pack will disown me. And remember, going back to the ancient fear, if I leave my pack or my pack throws me out, I will die. So if this pack has trained me to be a certain way my whole entire life, I have chosen them, they trained me to be a certain way. If I now step away and be who I truly, truly am, this pack will no longer accept me. Now what, right? Well, maybe I find another pack. But then if I show up here in this other pack, and I've been in this experience so I can speak to it, am I worthy of being in this pack? Because all these people in this pack are magnificent. I mean, look at them. They're amazing, talented, gifted, courageous, loving, generous. Am I worthy of being in this pack, right? So let's say you've gone through this piece of a journey where you kind of lone wolf until you find your own path, and then you kind of have a feeling of another pack, but you don't feel worthy of being in it. So you're kind of in it, looking from the outside, waving once in a while. But when you are finally invited to show up, guess what you do? Guess what we all do? Nope. Because you may see all the scars, you may see the challenge that I have accepted at the soul level, right? That muscle, it's something I don't want you to see about me, the shadow part. I don't want you to see all my words. I don't want you to see all my struggles. I don't want you to see all my challenges. Look at you, you're so pretty and shiny, right? What if I step into this pack, this new pack, and you see my words, the parts of me that my other pack rejected me for, the parts of me that I reject myself for. And now I'm left without a pack alone again, right? So I will maybe find this pack, but still lone wolf, which is based in our, right? Not mine. All of us have this experience if we're lone wolfing. Am I worthy of being in this pack? Am I somebody who's worthy of being in here? I am in a group of 39 most amazing people, very powerful, amazing people. And all of us who were willing to raise our hands said, oh my God, I don't feel like I belong here. All of us said that. How could all of us say that we don't belong to the group that we have created? Yet all of us have this sense. So we pull out one by one, pull out, come back in, pull out, come back in. Sorry, I lone wolfed, I'm back, right? And it comes from, am I worthy? Now, if you value, right, step number 4, if you truly stand in a value of who you are, the frequency that you're bringing in, the uniqueness of it, like nobody else's, of course you're going to be worthy of being in this pack, because this pack is made up of people who, just like you, are on a journey of owning their beautiful, unique, brilliance, gifts, all of their love and all of the amazing things, right? They're on a journey of owning that. They're on a journey of standing in it. And all have a part of them that says, do I really belong? Can I really belong? Can I choose myself in? Can I say yes? Can I risk enough to show up in this beautiful, brilliant group of people, even when I maybe don't feel like I do? Because by being in this group of people, I know my sense of self-worth and value will be raised just by owning that I belong among these amazing, powerful leaders, gifted healers, artists who are on this journey. Are you with me? Does it make sense? Oh, Anna, makes sense. Beautiful. Yeah, totally. But once you start owning your value and surround yourself with people who do, you will no longer be in that question, because they'll call you out when you don't. People at that level, who play at that level, call each other out on, you are not right now owning your worth and value. These are not people who say, hey, you're too big for your britches, which is what your old pack might have been. Who are you to make beautiful music and share it with the world and then actually get paid for it, amazing amount of money, so you can make more music and hire people so you can have a bigger band, make better quality music, invite people into spaces, right? Who are you? This group of people hold you at the level where it says, who are you not to? Right? Who are you not to? You were given a vision, a mission, a calling. Who are you not to step into that? And by nature of that, you choose yourself in, because little by little you start recognizing that you do belong there. And that's exactly where you are meant to be. Another layer of lone wolfing, and let me know in a thread if this resonates, anything of what I'm sharing about that. Another layer of lone wolfing is we are not worthy of the support that is available to us. So there is this conversation that a lot of especially women have. I should know it all. I should have it handled. Well, especially if you know, if I'm spiritual, especially if I think I'm gifted, I should figure it out. I should have it. I should know it. And if I ask for support and accept it, then I am weak, then I am missing something, and I will be seen as weak or missing something, right? Because as little children, we were, most of us, and if you're in this group, you probably is true for you, we were praised for being independent little kids who knew how to figure it out on our own, who knew exactly how to learn, how to walk, tie our shoes, how to feed ourselves, right? We were praised for being independent, having it all figured out, knowing exactly what to do. We were praised for that. So then we go out into the world, and when we need, really truly need to be supported because our vision is too big to hold ourselves, we shrink back into, I should already know it. I hear this from my clients all the time, and I know I've been in that conversation myself. I already know this. Why didn't I know this to apply this here? Because you human stuck in your situation, and when you're stuck in a situation that's challenging, you are not able to see the solution by nature of who we are and how the laws of universe work, right? When you are stuck in a challenging situation, you are not able to see what it is that you are in. That's why you need somebody else to step in and show you and guide you and support you. And maybe so often, never mind that situation, you are building something so big that all by yourself, you are not able to source everything you even require to create your vision. But when you stand in a circle and allow yourself to be supported, allow yourself to actually raise your hand and say, I don't know how to do that. Or I've done it, but it didn't work. Can somebody support me? People raise their hands and say, yes, I can provide that resource. I can provide that support. This is how I figured it out. This is how I heard somebody else figured it out. You may want to try it. But we have to be willing and vulnerable to stand in, I'm whole and complete as I am. I'm valuable and beautiful. And there are many things I don't know, and there are many things I need support with. Right? This is the place I was standing in earlier with my mentor when one of my mentors, when I requested support, when I'm like, I know I can figure it out on my own, right? But I'm not going to. And I got more than I expected and more than I could ever see for myself because I asked, what can you see in this situation? I can't see, I see this, but there is more, show me. And by questioning and holding space for me, my mentor was guided me into this most beautiful space this morning that again, I could never figure out to get to on my own. So lone wolfing is part of the journey that we get to honor and be grateful for. Lone wolfing is the part of a journey that says, I am going to separate from the way that my grandparents thought. Oh, don't take too much. That's too much. That's too much. Don't take more than you need, right? Don't ask for more than you need. People need it. Other people need it, right? This is how our grandparents thought. Oh, we don't have enough. We don't have. We'll better save for tomorrow. This is the way that our parents thought, right? Being raised in different eras, wherever you are age-wise, right? Don't stand out, fit in, because when you fit in, you will be supported by the pack. But if you stand out, the pack may exclude you, and then you'll die. So you better stay close to the pack. Find friends, be friendly, be nice, be polite. Because if you have a stand in the world and raise your voice, I grew up in a communist country at a time where raising your voice against what the certain authority wanted you to think, it meant prison or sometimes even death, right? That's the environment I was raised in. Meanwhile, in my hands, I am here to stand up, stand out, raise my hand and be a stand. And call people to be a stand for what it is that they believe. That's my purpose in my hands, right? As an artist, as an influencer, as a leader. That's the role I've taken on. Show people all the places where they're hiding their dirty secrets. So the secrets, oh, that's another lone wolfing part. See, I love interrupting myself with something from my notes I forgot to say. Oh my gosh. Shame is a reason why we lone wolf too. Parts you are ashamed of will make you hide, because if you get into a pack, those parts of you will be seen and maybe even loved, right? Maybe even loved. But shame will say, oh, nope, nope. I just had an experience with an ex-client of mine who was about to break through a beautiful part to who she is, and she just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. She's an ex-client now because I released her to another experience that's more fitting for where she is right now. I hold people high and I hold their feet to the fire, but my clients get results because of that. But they're also willing to play at that level. Shame is a story we no longer get to give into. We get to love up the parts that are trying to pretend that we should hide. But lone wolfing serves those parts, right? Because when you lone wolf, when you withdraw yourself from a community, when you withdraw yourself from a pack, don't find another pack, pretend. I love, I was being on a call last week and there was a woman who asked a question. I've been looking for my pack for years. There's nobody. Well, that's because you are in a story that there's nobody who will love you. There is nobody who's like you. There is nobody who you can be in the pack and community with. That's your story, and for some reason you are in it because it serves you. It serves the parts of you that are right and want to be right about, I am not able to be supported, I can't be supported, I can't be part of a community, right? Every single experience we are in is by choice, always by choice. So lone wolfing has all these beautiful, magnificent layers. Tell me if you can find yourself in any of them. How do we know how much we need? How do we know how much we need of what, Oana? Let me tell you, whenever we are in these questions of how much we need, is because we are not allowing ourselves to even ask, what do I need and require? In my world, okay, for a second, I'm going to go there. When I say need and require, is something that you determine how much of. You are the only person that knows how much you need. And need isn't for survival, need is for thrival. In my world, the need is a level of requirement of what you need to thrive, to be your best, to be prosperous and on purpose, to be in contribution to the people you have contributed, you have made agreements with. What do you need and require to be your best self, not to survive? That is an old world conversation, but to thrive so you can be your best, to be in contribution to the people you are here to co-create with. When you are getting just enough to scrape the bottom, you are as good as not good to the world. Can you feel like I feel so passionate? I'm like, oh, let's stop accepting just enough, because then we are not in contribution. Now we are leeches. We are leeches. We are leeches when we just accept enough. When we allow, I don't even know where that word came from, but this community needed to hear it. So take it in whatever degree you want. Whatever degree you want. We are leeches when we only take enough or only just what we need, right? When we are in a place of lack, because that's a lack conversation, when we are in a place of lack, we are leeching. We are not contributing, because the only place we can be in true contribution is when we have everything we first need and require. We are filled up to the brim, and now we spill over in a contribution to others. When I am tired, when I am depleted, I shut down. I don't do Facebook Lives. I don't do projects. I don't do anything. I go to bed at 8 o'clock. I have been regenerating my energy extra during this challenge because I know I am channeling a lot of energy. And I have been rejuvenating extra so I can come here and pour to you, not from a need, but from overabundance. From overflow. So when we ask ourselves, how much do I know? How do I know how much I need? That's a lack question. That's a question from a place of lack, L-A-C-K. That's a place from exhaustion. That's a place from, I'm going to take away from you. That's a place from, that's not an abundance kind of a question. We get to shift that. We get to ask, how much do I need to overflow? Right? How much do I need to overflow? And then you don't ask the question anymore because it's already there. You already know it. You already are able to receive, right? Everything you need and require to be in a contribution from the overflow. Make sense? All right. Love this. Need is for survival, not survival. Yes, 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 yes. Oana, I love that you're getting that. Beautiful. I am such an advocate for us to change that conversation. I was called out by one of my mentors the other day because I had a situation. He goes, "Oh, you're creating from what you need right there." I'm like, "Oh, you're right. I'm not creating from what I desire, right? I'm not creating to be a contribution. I'm creating in need in this one situation." And I got to shift it immediately. And results showed up immediately, by the way, in my bank account. So how is lone wolfing conversation going for you? Isn't it amazing? So lone wolfing is the last step because this is where we get to bring in all the pieces together and really recognize and realize why power of community must be part of the equation. But it only can happen if we own our value, if we really truly own that our purpose is ours, but not for us. It is for us to be in communion with others, in contribution and collaboration with others. But again, if you want to be in collaboration, but you lone wolfing, it's never going to happen because you are in the energy of I don't deserve, I don't belong, but you want to collaborate, right? Not going to happen. Not going to happen in a new world. Maybe in the old world could happen, but leaves you feeling in a give to get. I contribute so I can get something. That's not really true contribution. That's give to get. That's out of a need. That's out of desperation, right? In a new world, we are creating because we want to contribute our gift, because we know that this beautiful godlike energy is flowing through us in the way that cannot flow through anybody else. And we are here to contribute it to humanity. And when we have everything when we need and require, and I mean in a physical form, the best food, the best rest, the best exercise, the best supplements, the best care, prevention, right? Taking care of our immune system, the best support for our family. If you have children, oh my gosh, I am in a whole I have no children, but oh my gosh, like homeschool, hire somebody at the highest level for homeschooling. Be in a position, put yourself in a position frequency wise where you can actually give somebody else a position that they are made for. If you are not made to be a teacher, right, to your children, hire somebody for homeschooling. But that's a whole other conversation, right? It's just you get to be in contribution that way, and collaboration and co-creation. How amazing is that? So be in a frequency where you have everything you need and require so you can contribute from a beautiful overflow. And then a third step, right? Don't get thrown off by challenges. Those challenges, that life lesson is the reason why we lone wolf. It's the reason why we hide. We don't want other people to see things about us that we don't appreciate, accept, and love. Those dark spots, right? Our shadows. We don't want people to see it. We haven't accepted it as a gift and something that we're here to use as a tool to stretch our muscle in growth and expansion. So we want to hide it. We want to make it, we pretend that other people can't see that about us, but they can. But we lone wolf to protect that part of ourselves, right? But once we start loving our challenge, our life lesson, start seeing it as a gift, even the shadow, the student path as a gift for our expansion, then we show up in our communities, in the packs that we choose, with all of it and see it as a gift in a true value, and then we are cherished for that, right? And a step number 4, prosperity. Well, prosperity comes to you because you value the energy of that you are flowing through your body, right? You're valuing the energy of purpose that you are flowing through. When you are standing in a true value of it, you show up in a pack, knowing you are here, you belong. You belong, you are appreciated, loved, and accepted because you appreciate, loved, and accept yourself, flowing that frequency, right? And lone wolfing becomes part of a journey that needs to happen so we can find out who we are outside of the chosen pack, right? Our birth chosen pack, right? Whether it's a birth family of origin. And we get to be in a moment in a search for, I don't belong here. The way that I've been raised maybe doesn't serve me anymore. Beautiful. But the way that stories I've accepted no longer serves my growth. I get to find another environment in which I thrive. However, for a moment, I might be in a limbo because the journey I'm on is my own independent individual journey that nobody can be on but me. And once I own that, I can find a pack to be a part of. So let me know if this makes sense, if I have shed a light of lone wolfing. And you see how the very last part is that of the lone wolfing, like I painted this picture for you, right? Where you separate from the pack, you own your gift, you own your value, and now you can find a pack. You find a pack you want to belong in, and you do, and you claim your belonging in it. And it's the last step, because in the new world, the last step of this challenge, because in the new world, we are not meant to create alone. We are not meant to be in our little spaces meditating, right? Yes, that time is really important. That time is your lone wolfing. And then you get to come out and be in a community and be supported and contribute your beautiful energy in a way that nobody else can but you. And be with the people who are operating at the level that you are, either are or stepping into, so we can all hold each other high. That's what gets to happen when lone wolfing gets a whole new definition to it. Isn't that beautiful? So let me know. Let me know what you're hearing. I'm going to share with you the invitation that I have given for the last couple days. Amazing people are stepping in, and I'm so excited for it. You get to be part of a pack. You get to be part of a pack. Our journey with the 5-day challenge may be coming to an end. I'm going to keep the videos up over the weekend, so they will all come down Sunday night at midnight. They all coming down Sunday night at midnight. But if you haven't caught up on all the videos, they will be up until midnight on Sunday. So you can catch up on videos, you can catch up on the assignments, you can catch up on the homework. Yes, there will be assignment for day 5 today as well that you will get in the afternoon email. Throughout the weekend, I will send you some reminders to come and check out the videos, do the assignments, put yourself back in the journey if you haven't had a chance. If life took you out, put yourself back in, finish the challenge. And I will also keep reminding you that September 1st, we're doing something amazing as a pack coming together, beautiful people who are really willing to step into the highest level frequency. We are going to be engaged in a 30-day to awaken the creator in you experience. This was something I downloaded on day 2 of our challenge. It was given to me as like, Anna, just do this, create this container and call people forth to step into it. So every single day for 30 days, we are going to come together at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, whatever time that is for you. I will come on live in Zoom. It won't be in this group. It will be in Zoom. The only way to be in the group is by you raising your hand saying you want to be in it. There is a $1,000 investment to be in that group. Why? Because if you don't pay, you won't show up. You will show up to a degree to which you are invested in. That plus I'm going to be channeling energy, and I value my energy, so there, right? So it's a $1,000 investment to be in this 30-day journey. If you have found yourself procrastinating, if you found yourself scattered, if you found yourself weaning in and out of things, if you found yourself stuck in a cycle that you can't get out of, if you found yourself being pulled by all these things that are happening outside in the world, but not really focusing on what it is that you want to create, that's a place for you to be. That's a place for you to be. We're going to come together every single morning, my morning, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. There'll be a Zoom link. You can come on a video. You can dial in through the phone. There will be a recording, so if you want to catch up on it later because it's in the middle of your night, you can absolutely do that. I will share with you a wisdom, a message, and a thought for the day, a very high vibration thought for the day that you get to bring in with you every single day, and you get to see your life through that message. So you get to be a creator. And things will happen, things will break down, which is where you are going to be in the community to resolve and work through that challenge, right? That part 3, right? You get to be held high no matter what. So you don't you don't stop yourself. You don't go, you don't get dispersed. You don't chase a shiny object. You focus. And every single day will come together. You'll have a touch point, an anchor for a high frequency touch point every single day. I am so thrilled for everybody who gets to step into this. I am a part of a similar container for 90 days right now, 90 days. And after day 30, we have seen tremendous results, all of us, 60-something people. And that's why I was like, I want to bring this. I got this message. I was sitting by the creek and I'm like, Anna, bring this to this community. I was going to do something else for you as a continuation of our experience, but that just came in so powerfully. There is so much in the world right now to distract us from what we truly are here to create. There is so much conversation about violence, lack, deprivation, separation, all of that. We get to be focused on unity, on abundance, on our unique expression on who we are as creators, and we get to bring that energy into everywhere we go, everything we do in our life. And my way of helping you do that is keeping you accountable to every single day for 30 days, showing up for 10 to 15 minutes, bringing high frequency, a thought for the day that you get to bring in with you. Tremendous things happen. Have you ever done anything for 30 days every single day? It changes who you are. It changes who you are. So I'm going to be inviting all of you into this experience. It's a group experience. I'm going to be inviting you to that experience throughout the weekend. I'm going to close the entry at midnight on Sunday. It's a $1,000 experience. If you want in, the email that goes out in the afternoon, just hit reply and say, I want in. If you have any questions, you can ask me a question about it, okay? But it's pretty simple. It is very simple. But again, if you have questions, you can ask me. So I will be communicating with you throughout the weekend to remind you to watch the videos, do the assignments, tap into the different pieces of the challenge, see where is the piece that has something for you. Listen to the videos and watch them again. There is so much wisdom that I shared that I guarantee you've heard like a tiny little piece of the pie that I'm sharing. Like this much from this much, right? Because we cannot absorb all that I was able to share. Impossible. I listen to my mentor's 15-minute messages 3-4 times and I hear new things every single time. So listen and watch the videos, get engaged in this frequency that I am sharing, and then step into the 30-day to awaken the creator in you, because it will be the most magnificent experience. I am committing myself to show up for you every single day for 30 days. Now, for anybody who steps in before Sunday at midnight, I have a bonus gift, which is an experience of a sacred success circle. I will be making a whole separate offer for the circles that you get to step into, but it will be a bonus. It's a $497 value bonus. So you're paying $1,000 to be in the 30-day experience. Circle is a gift. So what is the circle? It's a community experience, right? A group experience. We come together once a week on Wednesdays, first 3 Wednesdays of the month. So this Wednesday we didn't have one, but first 3 Wednesdays of the month we come together and we heal, we transform, we bring forth and awaken new things. There is no strategy, there is no rule, there is no box. You get to show up and have the most amazing experience sourced by a community. When people get together, magic happens, because together we are stronger, which is why I made the lone wolfing the last step of the experience, because we get to come together and together create experiences that then reverberate throughout the world, right? So you getting that circle experience as a bonus. It's $497 value. You're getting it as a gift. It's already in motion. It's only available right now to my paying clients. I will be making it available to others in the future, but right now it's only available to my paying clients. You get to experience it as a bonus. So on Wednesdays, first 3 Wednesdays of September, you get to have the touch point twice a day. Imagine having that available in your world to connect to tap into, to be in this conversation, where everywhere else in your life, the conversation is very different. Not too many people are having this conversation in this way, but people in this community are. So, all right, let me check on messages. Thriving, not surviving. I have been saying that for 12 years. It was about physical health, always felt greedy before, about financial. Yeah, I love that you are getting, guys, that it is about thriving, and the need gets to be raised to the level of what do I need to thrive, not what do I need to survive, which is an ancient belief, and we get to clear it out. We absolutely get to clear it out, right? And all of us have layers of that, layers that we get to no longer buy into, and we get to hold that frequency for other people in the world as well, not just ourselves, right? Because every time we heal that, people that we engage in and collaborate with, we raise them to the same frequency, right? They get to show up in the frequency that we are inviting them to collaborate with us at. Make sense? Awesome. Okay. Woohoo! So this is not a goodbye, because I know I'm going to see many of you in the 30-day to awaken the creator in you experience and in the circles. I know I'm going to see you there because I can already feel it. I know many of you are ready to be held to that kind of accountability and know who you are as somebody who gets to show up in a high vibration every day. I know it. So there is an email going out this afternoon, just like every single day. Your assignment will be in the email. It has to do with lone wolfing. Just read the assignment, come back here. There'll be a special thread. I know many of you have already caught on. I post a thread where you get to share your homework. It helps me come back and read it. It helps me come back to engage with you that way. And we'll be together over the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, I will be sending you reminders to engage with videos. I will be pulling tidbits from what I shared and highlighting them because you might have missed it, and it was I think it was a pretty big deal. And it has made a difference for my clients, which is why I brought it into the space. So I want to highlight it for you. So look for that email. And for those of you who are ready, and I know you are, give yourself the gift of being in a 30-day to awaken the creator in you experience. Give yourself a gift of being held in a beautiful, special, high vibration for 30 days by me and others in the community. It is such an amazing gift. Let yourself know more, lone wolf. A lone wolf when you do your art, when you meditate, that's your lone wolfing moment. Then come back in the community to raise your vibration with others, because that's what we get to do together. Be in harmony, co-creation, and unity. So post the notes of whatever you have heard, whatever has shifted for you around lone wolfing from this transmission. Let me know. I love reading those notes. I may not respond to all of them right away. I actually, over the weekend, will be taking time to read the ones that I haven't had a chance to respond to and responding. Because remember, we are in this frequency till the midnight Sunday, midnight my time. So 12 a.m. Mountain time on Sunday. At midnight, all the videos come down, all the homework comes down. You get to interact until then. Oh, you are so welcome, Nikki. Absolutely. And share with me what you've gotten. Share with me what this experience has created for you. And I'd love to hear, what is the next step for you? What are you creating? What will you do with what you have gotten out of this? If you don't step into working with me, what have you gotten out of this that will take you forward in creating whatever it is next for you? Okay? Make it count. Make it special. I will see you over the weekend in the emails. I may even pop in here with a live transmission. Who knows? I love connecting with you. And in a Zoom that we'll be doing, I actually get to see you, which is that much more special. Take a deep breath. Get present. Let this wisdom, frequency, and knowledge let it sink in. Even if your brain didn't get what I said, even if your mind tried to tell you, no, can't believe that. Oh, I missed that. What did she say? There is a part of you that got exactly what you needed. Let that sink in right now in your heart, in your bones, in your flesh. Let it become a part of you if you choose to. Be the beacon of light for others. We get to do that. We get to be in a high vibration and frequency so we can help others cope with all these things that are happening in the world. We get to be the ones that have tools, healers, artists, creatives. Those of us who know we have gifts to bring into the world right now, we need to show up because there are many people who have no knowledge, no access, no ability, no strength, no courage, and that's okay. They will come into all of our spaces to the degree to which they feel called to, because remember, you have divine appointments. There are people waiting for you, and it is so darn selfish to hold yourself back because of all your stories. You get to contribute your light to the world right now in whatever way you are meant to. So people who don't have the privilege, courage, or ability to step into their light, they get to hold on, tap in, and take a breath in your holding onto your light, in your beautiful space. And maybe just for a moment, they get to feel that there is another reality, that there is something else available to them, that they get to create for themselves too. And maybe not right away, but little by little, we get to change the frequency on planet Earth and call in all of our brothers and sisters into unity, equality, harmony, love, abundance for all who are willing. Doesn't mean for all, it means for all who are willing. Part of my mission is that everyone has an opportunity to claim their purpose and prosperity. Everyone has the opportunity to claim their purpose and prosperity. Not that everybody has it, but that everybody has the opportunity to claim. Because our job is to step in, step forward. Our aligned action is to step into it. That's when we say to the universe, God, source, I'm ready, I'm here, I'm ready to play. So take action. Take aligned action you are being called to. Take a deep breath. So much gratitude. So beautiful. I am looking forward to getting to know more of you in whatever experience you step into with me. And if this is the last time we see each other, I thank you for showing up, co-creating this experience with me. It's been a pleasure and an honor. And remember, I may be coming in here over the weekend with some gems. Things always pop into me. My clients know I send out quick coaching moments on a regular basis because things always pop into me that are very relevant to anybody who's in my space. So I'm sending you so much love. Feel the support of this community around you right now. Lone wolf, no more. You are too precious. Mwah. Bye for now.